Hi friends! So for a week now I've been in an art retreat here in Ubud and I actually loved it so much that I wanted to stay a couple days longer, but my room was not available for that time, so I have to switch rooms, and because of that I need to pack my bag, and I thought that is a good chance to actually show you what kind of stuff I take with me as a digital nomad and as a multi-passionate person. So please don't judge me, I have a bunch of shit with me for all of my different passions. And yeah, my suitcase is really heavy, but being a traveler for a year now, I realized that I didn't have a bunch of the stuff with me, for example, in Cape Town, because I packed lighter and I just missed it so much. So with that said, let's have a look. So this is the suitcase I own. It's a suitcase from Horizon Studios and it's a bit of a fancy one, to be honest. I used to travel with like the cheapest suitcases ever. They were fine as well. But as I knew that I would travel a bit longer, I wanted to have like a bit more fancy suitcase, and this is the one. I would say this is like the best suitcase I ever owned. It is very good for also heavy luggage. It rolls itself really perfectly, but I think I would have chosen a different color because this one already has like a bunch of scratches and stuff like that. So yeah, that's about the suitcase. Okay, let's start with socks and underwears. So I took pretty much exactly 14 panties because I have to wash every 2 weeks anyway, so it doesn't make sense to take any more. And I have, I think, 3 different bras. One already got destroyed by the laundry service here. So yeah, in need of more bras. Socks, I took far too many socks. Like, don't ask me why. I hardly never wear any closed shoes here, so it doesn't make any sense. But I reckon it's around 14 as well, 10. I also figured that I might go to a different place after Bali, and it might have been or might will be Japan, so I might need them still. But yeah, I also pack all of my stuff in these little bags, which is really practical. Honestly, I just put them out and then they're like dividers in my closets as well, so I would highly recommend it if you travel long term. Pants. I took far too many long pants. I have 2 short ones, one more for like beach vibe or like casual vibe, one more, I don't know, more a bit city style, and then I have a jeans. I have this one, which is like a bit more fancy. You can use it for like fancy restaurants. I have a blazer or like something for my upper body for this as well, so it is like a whole outfit. I also sometimes use it for photos, so that's basically why I took this. Obviously I have this long pants, which is a little loose, so it's like, I don't know, better for this climate. Yeah. So I have 1, 2, 3 long pants, I have 2 short pants, and I have a skirt. Shirts. As you can see, this is the heaviest one. Yeah, I took a bit too many shirts. I think they're around 10 to 14 different shirts. Yeah, but to be honest, I think I could have left like 4 or 5 at home. But most of them I actually wear. And I think for especially the climate like this, these were like my absolute game changer, like blouses and like loose shirts, which I can just quickly put over my shoulders, because then I'm also a little protected from the sun, so I'm wearing them very regularly. Sportswear. So I do make sport here and there. I'm not like a crazy sports person, but I like to make yoga from time to time. So I have 2 pants, one is a short one and one is a long one. I have a fitting bra, like sports bra for the short one, and another bra for like the long one. So yeah, these are my 2 sports outfits, and obviously if I do a lot of sport in a week I have to wash them regularly, but you can just hand wash them as well. I have 1 pajama, but honestly, like sometimes, especially in a climate like this, you don't even need a pajama. You should just sleep in your panties and 1 pajama shirt. Dresses and other stuff. So I only had 1 dress with me actually. This one, which is like a bit more like a short black dress, casual, but also can be fancy. I really love this one. It's light, it's cute, and then I felt a little bit like a dress person. Also, I needed something red for photos, so I bought this dress here, and I've worn it a lot ever since. And I have 1 lingerie, and I really love this one. It makes me feel really arty. Sweaters, cardigans, and jumpers. I have one jumper, one warm one, which is also like the one I will cuddle in when I want to have like a really cozy evening. So yeah, this is this one. Then I have two really light ones, so it's good if it's not too cold in the evening. I can just use them. I really love them, honestly. If it gets colder, I can just put like my cardigan over it as well, and then I have like a kind of warm outfit. So yeah, this is my cardigan. I have one black cardigan. I have another beige cardigan which I left in Canggu, and the two light ones, and the sweater. So last but not least, regarding clothes, I have my bathing suits. So I have one bikini and two bathing suits, because bathing suits make more sense for snorkeling, and I have a travel towel with me. Okay, let's move on to cosmetics. So I have my toothbrush and a toothpaste. Obviously, I have a bunch of like clippers for my hair. I have hair ties because I lost most of my hair ties, so I had to buy new ones. I have contact lenses because often you have problems to find contact lenses, or you have to have like a thing from your doctor to get contact lenses. That was especially the case in New York for me, which was a really big problem. Then I have like this one, the Ordinary with retinol, which is for my face, and the vitamin C for my face. This is just a little oil which I sometimes use for massaging my skin. Then I have this. I will empty this, but I love this so much, and I know that it is not available anywhere here. It's for cleaning your face. I love the smell. I love the foam which comes out of it. So this is for cleaning my face. These ones are like in the evening for like making my face a little softer. And then I have contact lenses. I have this little liquid for my contact lenses. I have this to charge my toothbrush, which I only need like every 3 weeks because my toothbrush is kind of good. I have a deodorant. I have sunscreen to protect my skin. This one I actually bought it for like a job. So I need to empty it and then I throw it away. And I have a hairbrush, obviously. And then I have a hair dryer and my iron. Shoes. I have my normal Birkenstocks. I wear them pretty much every day, I have to say. Then I have a little bit more fancy ones, Doc Martens, sandals. And then I have my trekking shoes if I want to hike or do any kind of sport. And then I have another pair of closed Doc Martens. Honestly, I could have left them at home, but I thought maybe if it gets colder, I want to have like a closed normal pair of shoes, which are not like hiking or trekking shoes. Okay, now let's get to my 110 weird hobbies, which I all want to pursue while I'm traveling. First of all, I love to make yoga. And I love to meditate, so I took my yoga mat with me. It's like a travel yoga mat. It's very thin, very light, and I honestly love it. I would take it anywhere all the time. Like, it's so worth it, but I have to roll it up a little bit more. And I have my meditation cushion. You're probably wondering how I carry that shit around. I basically always stuff it with any kind of cushions which I find like in the accommodation I am in. So if I have like some spare cushions, I just put them in, and I only have this one with me. So this is from here. And if I don't have enough cushions in an accommodation, I just stuff it with clothes I don't need at the moment or something like that. Then you probably know I'm a photographer, I'm an art photographer, and I have a bunch of shit for that shit. So I have actually a whole bunch of photo clothes with me. Honestly, this was a really hard decision for me because I didn't have any photo clothes with me in Cape Town, and I only had a few at the beginning in Barcelona. What I realized is that it really kept me from creating. Like, I hardly took any new photos in Cape Town, and just a bunch when I got the clothes in Barcelona. So for me right now it was like, okay, I know it's like so much heavier, but I really need them. Like, I need them to do my job. So I chose like 2 different outfits, 2 different colors, in the sense of that I can make it really green, I can make it blue, I can change it to like all of the cold colors. And this outfit is more like for the warm colors, so I can edit it yellow, orange and red. or purple as well a little. So this was the sense of having like 2 different outfits and 2 different colors. And then I have like a pink bathing suit, because sometimes it's also cool to have like something for different elements like water. And I have like this little scarf, which is either like for wearing it as fashion or also for photos. And what was very necessary for me is like to have something to cover my head with. So I took like this hat. Then you maybe already know, but most of my photos have like colorful backgrounds. In my accommodations usually, like not here, but usually I don't have any colorful walls or anything. So I bought myself some colorful papers. It's just like, I think A2 or A3. So it's quite small, but I can make it work. And I have some tape to put it on a wall, so I can just start creating from anywhere, anytime, which is like really necessary for me in my job. Then let's move on to my next hobby, which is painting or sketching. And I had a phase in Barcelona where I really felt like painting properly on canvas again. So as I can't take like a full-on canvas, I just took like this one, which is like a canvas which you can paint on. Obviously, I have tape to put it on the wall. I can cut like the piece of canvas which I want, and then I can start just painting. So for the canvas, you obviously also need like some colors. So I bought these colors, like a small palette of all the important colors here in Bali. I bought a little thingy which I can use to mix the colors. And then I have a bunch of brushes which are not like the regular ones, but I didn't want to buy like a bunch of too many different brushes. But I have like these ones which are like plastic brushes, but I can still use them like for these colors. Yeah, so I have a bunch of different sizes for them. And also, as you can see, I have my sketchbook with me. This was kind of a hard decision as it is quite heavy, but I use it probably like daily. So I don't really regret taking it, because it just brings me a lot of joy. For the sketchbook, I have like this little box of watercolors. You can see I use them quite frequently. It's really cool because I can just take it with me when I'm like going to the beach or somewhere as well, and then I just start sketching. I have everything I need in here. And then I have a bunch of like, you know, writing devices and stuff like that. So I have a bunch of different colors of markers. I have a bunch of like little post-its. I have different pencils, and I have a cutter. Of course, I have a scissor with me. I have like some transparent tape. I also have like some duct tape with me, because it's really helpful sometimes to fix up stuff, or like to keep up the canvas on the wall or my paper on the wall. So yeah, you can see I have a bunch of stuff for my sketching and painting. Let's move on to my next random hobby, which is free diving or diving in general. So I have a bunch of stuff for that, as you can see. I took a shorty because I thought it might be necessary. It is definitely not necessary. Don't take a shorty if you go to Bali. You just really don't need it. I have my own goggles, really necessary. I have my dive computer, and I have my own fins and my own snorkel, which is in here as well. So these are things I just really need quite frequently when I'm living at the sea, because I can just literally take my goggles, take my fins, take my snorkel, and just go in and dive or snorkel myself, which is like a really big privilege to have, and I really enjoy it. One more thing, like for traveling, I just literally have them in this bag, and I just take them as hand luggage with me on the plane, and so far it hasn't been any problem yet. And it doesn't count like as an extra hand luggage thingy, because it's so obvious that you can't really fit it anywhere else. And as a good way to swoop over to my photography is I have for my free diving as well like this little GoPro stick, which I can use for filming myself underwater, which I can use for filming stuff underwater. And I can also use it for doing like vlogs, putting my iPhone on it, which is really cool. And I have my GoPro with me. I use my GoPro especially for underwater footage, but obviously also sometimes for like behind the scenes and stuff. So now let's switch to my camera bag and see what I am taking for my actual work in my photography. This is my camera bag. I have it for I think 3 years now. I really love it. I can only recommend it. I use it for hiking, trekking as well. But of course when I'm traveling, I especially use it for carrying all of my heavy, expensive camera and computer gear. So it's from Wandered. I don't really know how to pronounce it, and I can just really recommend this. So basically how it looks like is, if you open it, you have two sections, one up and one down. Down here you have like a little cube which you can also take out, which I personally love the most. So if you want to use it as a trekking backpack, you can just remove your camera gear and it's safe and at home. I also use it for like 4-day hikes, so it is really capable of carrying a lot. Here you can see I can divide it in different sections. I obviously don't have my camera in here right now because I'm filming with my camera, but let's have a look at all the gear I use. So for working as a photographer, as a digital nomad, I obviously need a camera. I have the Sony Alpha 7 IV and a Sigma 24-70 lens, which goes down to 2.8 aperture. Both of them work really well for video and photo for me. So right now I'm filming this video with my camera. For the audio, I have a Rode Video Mic Pro. For shooting videos and photos, I obviously need some different remote controls because I'm a self-portrait photographer. So I have a remote control which is mainly for photos. This is the one. I connect this piece on my camera with my camera, and this is the remote control. Then sometimes I also film and take photos with my iPhone. So this is a little remote control which I can use with my iPhone. And then I have a video remote control. I can also use it for photos, but as it's Bluetooth, it doesn't really work on longer distances and it's not as reliable as my other remote control. So I have two. And also if one of them is not working, I have a spare one, which is good. I have two different tripods. One is a bit bigger one for my camera to take the photos and videos, and one is like a smaller one for my iPhone, and I needed to like film behind the scenes while I'm shooting photos, sometimes also for videos if I need my camera in the videos. They are really light because they're out of plastic. I had fancy ones and I reckoned they're just too heavy for traveling, so these perfectly make the job. Then I of course also need a device to edit my photos and cut my videos. I chose like the MacBook Pro from 2021-22. So it's like the first one with the M1 processor. I love this baby. Like honestly, I had different MacBooks from Apple yet and none of them can even compare to this one. I have it for a year now. It's like the best investment I ever had because I don't have any issues at all. Like I can edit my photos at the same time as like editing my videos, and I can like make my audio look good and have InDesign open and search for new flights on Google. So this one is like a really power machine and I love it so much. Also for editing, I took my Wacom pad with me. I have the pencil, I have the Wacom pad, and I really urgently need it for editing my photos. For saving all of my photos and videos, I have two different hard drives. I used the SanDisk hard drives. They are very tiny. They are really efficient, really fast. I love them so much. So if you're in need of a hard drive, I can only recommend this brand. I have a mouse for my computer in case I need it. For editing sometimes as well. And then I have this little bag with all different sorts of cables. And what I need quite frequently is like a tiny Rode microphone, which I sometimes use to make voiceovers for my reels or also my videos. And I also have like some spare batteries in case something runs out of batteries, and some adapters. Then of course I need all different sorts of charging devices and spare batteries for my camera, for my GoPro, for my computer, my charging cable. And also I have a power bank with me for flights and for long travels to charge my phone or my iPad. Then one little extra plus I have with me is my iPad. It's an iPad Pro. I don't really know from which year, but I have my little drawing pencil, which is really helpful. I use it for drawing digitally. I often need it to draw sketches for clients or storyboards for clients. I film with it, and I also use it as an external screen as I can connect it wirelessly with my computer. So all of my electronic stuff goes into my backpack, and I just really want to keep it safe and keep it close to me while flights or bigger travels, you know. In my backpack I also have my glasses, so I have my regular glass, which I need if I don't have my contact lenses or I lose my contact lenses. And I have, I think, 2 different or 3 different sunglasses with me, yeah, in case one gets lost. But I just really like to style a little and switch things up. One really sad part about traveling as a digital nomad is that I'm not really able to take any books with me. I literally only have like this book with me, which is my positive wellness journal. It started off that I just wrote down like each day how I feel and what I want to do and stuff like that in the morning, and it kind of turned into my little diary. So I really write in it really frequently, try to like make sense out of things and just capture all of my travel stories and my feelings about it. So this is 100% necessary. I love to write with my hands as well, so this I always want to take with me. And for reading I have my Kindle. It's a very small Kindle and I just can buy books on Amazon. Obviously it's nicer to have like an actual physical book with you, but it is just too heavy for traveling. I mean, I already have so much stuff, so this is a good option for me for reading. That's almost it. Let's come to the last part, which I call weird stuff that I took with me. You can freely judge me for, that make total sense for me. The first one is a hot water bottle. It's a tiny hot water bottle. Obviously it's empty, but this girl gets really cold even in the warmest places, so I used it already a bunch of times. I have a weight, which is very necessary for me for weighing my luggage. As you can see, it's very necessary because then I know how much my luggage weighs. I have a little torch with me, which I used mostly in Cape Town, because in Cape Town we have load shedding, but I reckon that I might need it here as well in Indonesia. And I also took a Polaroid camera. It might have been not really necessary, but honestly, like, I love to take Polaroid photos, especially like moments where I else wouldn't have captured it with like my camera or my phone. But just to remember my travels, I have 2 full Polaroid albums at home. I did it since I'm 19, so I have all of my coming of age phase kind of documented in Polaroid pictures, and I wanted to continue it while I'm traveling and having like this very exciting phase of being a digital nomad captured in Polaroid photos. So I took my Polaroid camera with me. I also have a ring light that was not intended at all. I bought it here. I bought it from Tokopedia, which is like Amazon here, and the description was not really clear. I thought it's just like a flat and one line LED light, because my light in my accommodation was really bad. It came as a ring light. It does make good light, and I realize in most accommodations I'm not really satisfied with like the light sources, so it's very stable, like it can't break that easily. And I have like an extra light source, especially also for filming videos and stuff like that, so I took that one with me. And then I have a full bag of medicine because I got really sick here. I have spray for mosquitoes. I have all different sorts of medicine, like painkillers, something against diarrhea, plasters and shit like that. So I have a full bag of medicine. Usually I don't have as much, but yeah, for here I also had to buy a bunch of stuff because I had all sorts of health issues here, so it got a bit bigger. And last but not least, I have 3 different bags. One is already used for my dirty laundry, one I already have like my groceries in, and I have this one as well, so I can use it for groceries as well if I go grocery shopping, or I can also transport my computer in it if I want to work in a cafe and I don't want to take like my big backpack. So I have 3 of them, and they are, for me personally, very necessary. I use them quite daily. So yeah, this is it. This is literally how I travel. I have my suitcase, I have my backpack, I have my freediving fins, and for my flight here I had a little hand luggage suitcase where I put my backpack in. So my backpack was inside the hand luggage suitcase. That was because I wanted to take like a hand luggage suitcase for little trips around the island, because I mean, you can use a backpack, but my backpack is full with my electronics, so if I want to take the electronics, there's not much space for like everyday care stuff like clothes and stuff like that. So I have the hand luggage suitcase in Canggu, not here, because I didn't want to take it for my travels around the island. Also, I wanted to mention that I took probably a bit too much, obviously. I came here with 30 kilos of my suitcase, which is like the heaviest I ever traveled. So far, I usually only traveled like with 23 or 25 kilos. But this time also I didn't know how long I will be gone, so it was quite uncertain. And I also haven't really planned where I wanted to go. I knew first stop will be Bali. I still really don't know, but my plan also is maybe to go to Japan. And Japan in November or December could be kind of cold, so I took a bunch of clothes which are also for like colder regions, which I didn't use as much here in Bali. So just to clarify this. So if you're also a multi-passionate person, it is a bit more difficult obviously to be a digital nomad, but it's not impossible to pursue all of your passions. So yeah, this is it. I hope you enjoyed to see what I packed for my travels, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!